Blanchard, and you are catching the Steve Smith Show that is brought to you by Clint Bradley with Country Financial. Coach,
Yes.
a big win after we thought we weren't even going to get a game, coming off of last week with no game.
Right.
How are you feeling, as cliche as that sounds?
I'm proud of our guys. You know, we worked hard the last 2 weeks. It wasn't any fun last week not having a game, and then the prospects of having a game this week were not looking too good until about 4:45 on Wednesday afternoon, and this kind of all came together in basically a day's time. And thankful that Grissom was able to come here and play us. We could get a home game. We could have our homecoming senior night, which was so big to our student body and our alumni and all. Was glad that we were able to do that, and then extremely proud of how our guys played against a quality opponent tonight. A really good team.
They were big. I mean, and I know that a lot of preparation goes in. We had film on Jacksonville, and then it was one of those where it was looking like we weren't going to play,
Right.
so we were looking ahead to Ohatchee, and then we had to throw it in reverse really quick and
Right.
look. What was your initial reaction seeing Grissom on film? Because I swear one of those kids was like 8'9".
Well, they obviously have got some really talented players, and you know, Monday's practice we practiced for Jacksonville. Tuesday we got the call that Jacksonville was not going to be able to play. Started looking for an opponent, didn't have anybody. So our Tuesday practice plan, I kept it just kind of in limbo until about 3 o'clock, and we said, all right, let's go out and let's work against. Fortunately, Ohatchee runs the same defensive scheme that Jacksonville does, and so we really had a plan that we could just go ahead and run that and call it prepping for Ohatchee. Wednesday, we were getting ready to go on the field, and we were going to do our practice all geared toward Ohatchee because we didn't have any luck finding a game on Wednesday. And then this came in, and literally we just ran a generic practice on Wednesday and worked on ourselves. And it finally was confirmed about 4:45 on Wednesday afternoon. Well, Coach and I agreed to swap a film, but then we had the parade Wednesday night. Shell's Diner fed the team Wednesday at 5 o'clock. We had the parade, had the Powder Puff game. So I would actually watch my first little bit of Grissom film Wednesday night at about 11 o'clock. I was dozing on and off. I saw the first play, then I saw about something in the second quarter, and I woke up again. It was fourth quarter, and I mean, I didn't get anything accomplished. We practiced Thursday morning at 6:15, still not really preparing our kids for Grissom, and really just said, Coach Blanchard and I and the other coaches talked, and they said, let's just play our base stuff. Let's do what we do, run our plays, run our defense, and just see how it goes. And I really was proud of our kids' effort tonight. I thought our line of scrimmage on both sides really took over the game. We were able to hold them to under 100 yards rushing, and they had that huge offensive line. We were able to rush the ball for almost 200 yards ourselves and kind of asserted our will there in the second half. And you know, our offensive line really came around the second half and took over the game on that side of the ball. I thought Elijah ran possessed, Jack ran possessed, Parker and Sean and all the guys that were lead blocking, they were throwing some licks on their linebackers to where they, you know, weren't wanting to bring it the same way they did in the first half. And you know, it was good Piedmont style football. We I think a lot of people think because we're in a shotgun we're a finesse oriented team, and really we're more power, get after it type team. And you know, as the game wore on, the rougher it got, the better we liked that.
That is true. I will say, just from the beginning of the first quarter, a few flags flew, and then it was like all of a sudden everyone was, I mean, we were hitting, we were blocking, we were running like men. It was awesome, and I know that tensions were running high.
Right.
But Coach, you do a great job of keeping everybody, whipping them back into shape.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I never want our kids to lose that edge. You know, the play that probably turned this game around tonight, we were down 7-0, and they punted, and we returned the punt. And it didn't count because we had a blindside block, you know, but it was a good hard-nosed football play, and that kind of energized our kids. And our kids started saying that, well, hey, let's bring it. We wound up scoring on that drive, I think, and tying it up. And then, you know, as the game wore on, more and more physicality. I thought we really brought the fight to them. And then, you know, in football, when somebody's getting hit in the mouth, they don't like it. It gets a little chippy. That part of it, again, the rougher the better. Hey, let's get after it. But, we got to do a better job of controlling our emotions as far as mouthing off and saying something to the official and doing that little push at the end of the play that sometimes the guy that retaliates is the one that gets caught, that kind of deal. We got to do a better job of controlling our emotions there. I think probably both teams were probably over 100 yards in penalties tonight, and most of them are the 15-yard variety for the chippy play there. But, we don't want to back down from anybody.
Coach, I am so proud, and now I'm looking ahead too, because I know as a fan, you see a lot of people on Facebook that love to lay down gauntlets and love to speak for their team. But I'm like, it was one of those, like, I'm already looking forward to Ohatchee next week. Like, we've got Grissom under our belt. How do you feel like this momentum is going to carry you in? Because you just took out a 7A, very large, very good, very quick Grissom, and now we're looking forward to Ohatchee. How's that momentum going to push us forward or push you forward? I don't get to play.
Here's the thing that you have to remember. Tonight's outcome has no bearing on next Friday night. Us playing Grissom tonight, I don't think it's going to give our kids any more confidence going into the Ohatchee game, because although classifications exist and schools are classified by their size, our guys didn't expect to not go out there and win tonight. They don't really care. They just knew it was Grissom. There's orange and white, cool uniforms, look like Clemson. They were more concerned with, man, those are cool uniforms. They kind of look like Clemson, than they were that they were a 7A team or whatever. And like I said, you still play with 11. Their guys had 2 arms and 2 legs, just like ours. And at the end of the day, a football player is a football player regardless of whatever size school they play at. And, Ohatchee game is the biggest game now on our schedule because it's the next game. They have a great team. I got a tremendous friendship and a lot of respect for Coach Scott Martin. Everybody from their principal, Mr. Tuttle, all the way down to their assistant coaches. Those guys get after it and do it the right way. It'll be a great atmosphere here next Friday night. It'll be a lot of fun. 2 teams that just like to get after it. And, and when you play games and teams like that, it comes down to turnovers and mistakes, penalties, things of that nature. And, whoever makes the fewer mistakes probably win the game next week. But it's going to be a great, great game here. I look for us to be at capacity, whatever capacity is. I look for us to not have another person to be able to get in. So really looking forward to it, and looking forward to having that inter-county matchup with a really, really good team, a team that's ranked in the top 10 in the state. This is what football is all about. This is the games that we play for.
Well, Coach, coming off of this conversation, obviously the game that we just played, and tomorrow you are going to kick off SEC football.
Right.
And I know that you have a no football rule on Saturdays where you try to just chill out and be with family. What are your plans looking like tomorrow? Because I may crash.
I'm going to sleep late tomorrow. We'll get home late tonight from doing everything here at the field house. We try to get our clothes washed, at least the majority of them, clean up. We always clean the field house, but the deep cleaning stuff that we do, because of the situation, the pandemic that we're in right now, we'll swap some film tonight with Ohatchee. We'll do some statistics that Mike Neuer can use to update our records. Probably talk to a couple of people within the media and do all that, and then probably sleep late tomorrow. My daughter's playing a softball tournament down in Hoover. Don't know if I'll make that tomorrow or not. They got to leave like at 5:30.
Yes,
so
I heard Rachel say that.
Spend a little time with Sean and Sloan tomorrow, and hopefully watch a little SEC football and enjoy this one, and then get to work on Ohatchee.
Well, Coach, that sounds like a plan, and I will let you get. I know you've got coaching staff waiting to hear from you. You're a busy man.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us. We so appreciate you. We're looking forward to next week.
Yep.
And once again, you guys, you have just caught the Coach Steve Smith Show. This is brought to you by Country Financial, Clint Bradley. And if you think you're going to die, Clint's your guy. Thanks, y'all.